Hi, it's Kerrie. I'm the owner of Konversations at Kerrie's Korner. And I wanted to come in today on this Monday as it's the beginning of the week and trying to relay some really important information to you as a consumer. And I wanted to talk about it in this podcast because it is a big deal and it can be the difference between thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, for you, the consumer. I am also the owner of KDS Insurance Services, and I am an insurance agent of over 40 years. So I have been in this business too long, frankly. And the industry in the last 5 years since COVID has, in my opinion, imploded. Imploded on premium, imploded with carriers, customer service, price, claims, you name it, and it is in the toilet, to be real honest. No one's happy. Consumers aren't happy, agents aren't happy, claims adjusters aren't happy, employees of the insurance companies aren't happy. The only people that are happy are the people at the top. The people that get thousands and thousands of dollars per year in bonuses. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. You know those big white buildings that you see that have insurance company on them? Those are the people that I'm talking about. The executives. And in some states like Texas, we have gone from one of the most competitive states to now in the top 3. Only behind New York and Florida. Because in Texas, we have a lot of crap that happens. We have theft, fire, vandalism, hail damage, hurricanes, tornadoes, flash floods, which floods aren't covered by insurance, but homeowners insurance. But you name it, and it happens here in Texas. Surge water, the rotation of a dirty tornado, hurricanes, massive windstorms. You name it, and in Texas it happens. And it could be perfectly clear at 9 o'clock in the morning, and by 3:30 that afternoon we have a catastrophe. That's how unpredictable the Texas weather is. And in Texas, in the last 4 years, our insurance has gone up 72%. Think about that. 72% across the board. Home, auto, motorcycle, boat, campers, ATVs, you name it, condos, renters, homes, mobile homes, manufactured homes, modular homes. It doesn't matter. It has gone up. And the insurance companies of today, they're going to pay you $1 instead of $2. And they'd actually only pay you 50 cents instead of $1. Are you getting my drift here? Insurance companies, unfortunately, don't care. It is such a massive conglomerate. Here's a piece of advice. Invest in insurance companies, because if you do, you'll always make money. Because they always do. Irregardless of you and me, they always do. I'm an agent, and my career has completely flip-flopped in 3 years. There is not one day that goes by where I do not hear from at least in my day, 50% of my day is dealing with unhappy clients. Because the insurance that they bought is now arguing with them on what to pay. The other part of my day is spent trying to find insurance for people because they've had claims. You see, in the insurance companies, they don't like claims. They don't want you to have any claims. Period. They take away all your discounts when you have claims. Then they surcharge you when you have claims. And they penalize you, and they penalize you. So they take away your discounts, they surcharge you, they rate you, and they make it impossible for you in some circumstances to even buy insurance. And I'm not joking. We have 3 counties in this state that it is almost impossible to find insurance for. Almost impossible. And when we do find it, it's astronomical. Insurance agents used to be able to run interference for clients. They really did. We used to be able to call up the carrier and say, okay, really what's going on here? Why aren't you paying this? The client has done this. It's your responsibility. You got to do this. Not anymore. Agents have no clout. We have no say. The carriers don't listen to what we have to say, and you're on your own. We are literally now just the mechanism to sell the insurance policy to the consumer. And if we have a problem, we have to throw a hissy fit. And when we throw a hissy fit, we get into trouble because we're standing up for our customer, and we're fighting with the insurance company. And they don't like that. It is the one industry that is completely and totally consumer driven, and it hates those consumers. And it'll do anything and everything to stop paying them a penny. And I have no solution for it. I don't have a solution for it. The whole purpose behind this video is to get you to understand just how bad it really is. To go into any insurance policy with very, very wide eyes and make sure your expectations are where they should be, and to read every single thing that is sent to you from your agent, from your carrier, from the time you get the quote to the time you get the policy to the time you turn in your claims. Because it's like fighting up again. It's like trying to climb up this wall that is covered in grease, and you can't even get off the ground. It's designed that way, so you just give up. You just give up because you can't get anywhere. And the employees are trained to divert. So when you call into the insurance company and you're like, you get to that 5th person that you've been transferred to. I'm so sorry, I can't help you. Just hold for a second and let me get you connected to the right department. And you get to that 5th department and they say, oh, I'm so sorry, but there's nothing I can do to help you. Not exaggerating. This is where we are. So is it really worth all this money for you to spend? And I'm an insurance agent. I'm a consumer, and I'm here to tell you, I look at my insurance policies now as a catastrophe policy. I take the highest deductible available, and I self-insure that, and I just pray that if I have a major catastrophe, that I can cover that deductible, because I cannot afford $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for homeowners insurance, and my home's a $300,000 home. You get into these higher value homes and you're talking $12,000, $15,000, $16,000, $17,000. And I'm not joking. And that's with a 3 or 4 or a 5% deductible. $1,000 deductibles, they're history. A 1% deductible is history. A 2% deductible is rare. You might find it depending on where you live, but that's rare. 3, 4, and 5 are now the norm. It's not good. And I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. But I'm not going to BS my clients. And I'm not going to lead them to believe that everything is hunky-dory and rosy when it is not. The only prayer that we have as an industry, as consumers, is the man sitting in the White House. Because if we'd have gone another 4 years, you would not have been able to insure your property or your cars by the end of this year. The premiums would have been to the point where you just had to make a decision. I have to eat before I pay my home and my car insurance. Yeah, that's where we were going. Will it turn around? Yes, I believe it will. But I don't think it's going to happen until a year from now. Maybe. Was hoping by the end of this year. No way. You know why? Because there's too many people in Washington that are determined to stop any success that this administration has, irregardless of what happens to you and me. They don't care. They would rather see our insurance premiums go sky high than for Donald Trump to be able to turn this industry around. And I'm not joking. That is the way it is. On this day, July the 21st, 2025, they would rather see you continue to pay really high premiums, because then you're going to be mad and you're going to take it out on Donald Trump. So they don't want him to have any success, period. And if he doesn't, well, this is what you're going to need to prepare for. So I tell all my clients, you need to have an insurance slush fund. It needs to be about $5,000 or $6,000 a year. And you need to just stuff money away in there. And if you don't use it, leave it alone. Just don't add any more to it until you have a claim. And if you don't have it and you've got that amount in it, just leave it alone. Because eventually you'll have a claim. That's where we are. That is the status of the insurance industry in July of 2025. Don't look for any improvement until at least a year from now. And pray that the current administration can turn our economy around, because if he doesn't, you'll have to make a decision. Am I going to pay my home insurance, or am I going to eat? Am I going to pay my car insurance, or am I going to eat? That's where we are, people. And I don't see any improvement on the horizon. And underwriting is going to get harder. Carriers are not going to allow agents to bind insurance. They're already started in this direction, where they've taken the process of collecting money and binding coverage, and they're taking it away from us now, and they're doing it. We have to send everything to them, let them underwrite it. 2 or 3 days later, they'll get back to us and say yes or no. So what used to happen in an hour is now 3 to 4 days, if you get approved. And if you've had any claims in the last 5 years, forget it. That's why self-insuring that first big amount of money makes such a difference, because smaller claims, you're just handling out of your pocket. You're not turning it into the insurance company, and so they can't surcharge you for that or use that against you when you go to buy new insurance. I wish I had better news, but I don't. And Conversations at Kerrie's Korner is about the things that affect all of us in our society, and insurance is a big one. It's the second highest expense in every household behind your mortgage. And if you don't have a mortgage, it's your first most expensive thing in your budget. It's astronomical. Here in Texas, the average person sees a $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 rate increase depending on the value of their home. And if the roof is over 5 years old, you won't get it covered. I'm telling you right now, you will not get it covered. If your roof is over 5 years old and you turn in a claim, they will figure out a way to not pay that claim. I promise you. It's all doom and gloom, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's the state of our insurance. And the tools that myself and many other agents used to have to help you, well, they're gone. We used to have 30, 40 carriers in our arsenal that we could shop rates for. If we're an independent agent, we might now have 10 to 12, maybe 15, depending on how old and how big a book of business you have. So that's been slashed by 2/3. So we don't have the options because the carriers are gone. They've gone. They're out of business. They don't want to do business in Texas or Arizona or California or Florida or New York or South Carolina or North Carolina or Chicago, Seattle. I mean, I can go on and on. Louisiana, Mississippi. Really think about your insurance. Know what you need to ask. And if you don't know, you need to get with an agent who has training. And I mean training, more than 5 years in this business. Somebody that's been around for at least 15 to 20 years that can truly underwrite what you need as an individual. Because I can tell you something, you're not going to have the right coverage if you work with a brand new agent because they have no clue what they're doing. I don't care if they're trained or not. I don't care if they've passed a test or not. If they don't have 15 years of experience under their belt, you better turn around and run because you will not get the right insurance. It won't be the right policy or the right coverage or have the right endorsements or have the right deductible, or the underwriting questions will be wrong. This is a wake-up call. And I hope you take what I say and you run with it. I see every day people frustrated, unhappy, unsatisfied. And as an agent, I am too. Because my ability to help my clients, or even you, has changed drastically since 2020. A lot's gone into our life in that time period. A massive sickness and a devastation to our economy on both sides of that. Ask the right questions, and if you don't know, get with somebody who can get them for you, who has experience and knowledge in this industry. It is too important not to have somebody that understands what their job is and the right questions and when to ask and push at the right time. Because I'm telling you, carriers don't like it when agents pick up the phone and say, "What are you doing?" Got to try to circumvent it before it happens. And good luck. You're going to need it. I'm so sorry. I wish I had better news, but I don't. 6 months into the new administration, it is not where all of us had hoped we would be. We had hoped for maybe the end of the year. Well, there's no way. Maybe in a year. Maybe. Depending on how well the administration does and how successful they are in turning around the worst in economy and inflation that we've had since the Great Depression. We are coming out of that. Unfortunately, we all thought, based upon our technology and our now much greater sophistication, that we would recover, but we have not. I do really wish you luck, and I hope you find somebody that can really work with you. A really important question to ask any agent that you talk to: how long have you been in the business? And if it's not at least 15 years, thank you so very much for your time today, but I need to find somebody who has. That's where we are. Good Lord, what was that? Have a great day, everyone. This is Kerrie from Konversations at Kerrie's Korner. We're all about bringing to your attention important things and matters and areas, and this is one of them. Please share this so people can know what to expect and what to do when your renewal comes up. I'm in Texas. If you have any questions, I will certainly try to help you. But you really need to get with somebody and sit down and have a conversation so you can make sure that you get what you need that's designed for you and no one else. Happy Monday. We'll see you in the next podcast. 2 a week. Konversations at Kerrie's Korner. Have a blessed day. I'm Kerrie, and I wish you a great week. We'll see you the next time. God bless.